A name can mean everything. Whatever your name is, it is a part of your identity. When people ask you who you are, you start with your name and build a relationship from there. We are the painted door, and this is who we are. In the story of the Exodus, God's people are suffocating. They are stuck in bondage and slavery. They are crushed by abuse and oppression. They are living lives full of despair and absent of hope. At the end of their rope, they finally cry out, and I'm not so sure they even know who they were crying to. But someone heard their plea and saw their agony. They were a people in need of rescue, because doing it all the same day after day wasn't changing anything. So God intervened, declaring to the broken and bruised, I have heard your cry, and I have seen your affliction. But this wasn't a message from afar, because then it wouldn't heal any scars. It was up close and personal. It was in the midst of all their pain. God wasn't shouting with a megaphone. He was telling his people, I am suffering with you, and you are not alone. So God shows up and frees his people from death, but it takes a unique situation to bring about redemption. Even God's people were sinful and greedy. They were stubborn and proud, murderers, thieves, adulterers, and sluggards, lying their way through life and betraying their own families. So God came up with a solution, a remedy to all their wickedness. The blood of a lamb. The blood covered their doors, and the people were given life. Death was not theirs anymore. Their story had been redeemed. Now this story is very old, but are we really so different? I don't think it has gone cold, because people still hurt, and the last time I checked, people still died. There's so much despair and grief in the world, it's impossible to count all the tears that have been cried. Now you may shout out, but I am free. But you don't have to look very far to see your slave masters crushing you with their list of demands. Because we all serve something or someone. Addictions are everywhere: alcohol, drugs, sex, and porn. But these are masters where death is born. The list is really quite endless. That guy, that girl, those clothes, the approval of men, the praise of women, and the greed for getting more. But these masters only lead to your brokenness. So we throw our fists at the air, and we cut our wrists just to make sure. Searching for something real, searching for something that will heal. In the midst of all our pain and bitter aggression, we cry out to the heavens, can we please have some of that redemption? The cross is the answer for all your loss. It is the great exchange where death is traded in for life and despair is traded in for hope. It is not a pretty solution, a quick fix to all of your questions. But the cross is where you will find healing. It is where you are offered redemption. The cross is declaring, I know what you are going through. You are not alone. The cross is God shouting into the face of all your pain and disgrace, yeah, me too. So let's be clear. We are a church, and we don't say that with any fear, because a church is not about a building and programs. A church is nothing more than a group of people who have had their stories redeemed. They gather together and admit, I don't have it all together, and I could really use some love right now. The church is an invitation to love, hope, and life. It is an invitation to leave behind the shackles of death and greed, to give up all of your burdens, guilt, and shame so that you can truly be free. You are invited to join us under the grace of Jesus, because we believe that nobody, you, me, and everyone in between, no one is beyond redemption. The love of Jesus is greater than your sin. Your story is not done being written. Death, pain, grief, and despair, they don't get to finish your story. They don't get the last word. Jesus at the cross gets the last word, and he declares, it is finished. And it is in this end that we really find our beginning.